Welcome back. If you're new, subscribe for more daily stories. Today's featured case, a marriage rocked by 17 affairs. It's a wild ride. Let's jump right in.
My husband finally passed away a week ago. We just had his funeral this morning, and I am so happy and relieved that he is no longer here. My husband and I were married for 13 years. For 6 years, he treated me absolutely amazing, perfect, like a princess. I honestly thought it was a fairy tale. He was my soulmate. But it all changed because he decided he wanted to move away, like far away from my family, my only support system. I was not okay with it, but he was my husband, so I ended up following him. That was the biggest mistake of my life. After I followed this man to wherever the fuck he wanted to live, he isolated me from literally everyone in the family. He took my phone. My parents were sick a couple of times. Do you think this man even told me? No. He had my phone. He was looking through my phone, and he waited until a week or two to tell me, oh yeah, by the way, your parents were sick. And then sadly, my mom passes away. Again, during a time that him and I were fighting, he took my phone. I had absolutely no way of getting any calls or messages from anyone to let me know that my mother was no longer here. He told me after 2 weeks that my mother was gone. So I missed not only her death, but also her funeral. A couple months after my mom passes, my dad gets really sick. I was taking care of him, sending him everything that he needed through my phone. That was the only way. And of course, this man decides to take my phone again. My dad ends up in the emergency room. He was there in critical condition for, I believe it was a couple of weeks. Again, I didn't know. I found out a month later when my dad was finally back home, but still he was not in good condition. He was in stable condition. So I asked my husband, can I go see my dad? It's very important. You didn't let me go see my mom. I knew nothing about it. So it's only right, it's only fair that I can go see my dad. Because God forbid if he passes, what the fuck is gonna happen? And this man just straight up tells me, if you can figure out how to get money in a vehicle or a way to get yourself there, go for it. But you are not using a penny out of our account, my account is what he said, to go see your dad. There's no way in hell. A week after this man tells me that, I kid you not, he got in a car accident, he passed, and now he's gone. That was a week ago. Out of nowhere, he just tells me, figure it out, your dad's sick, I really don't care, and then he passes. Right now, I should probably be very sad, but I'm actually very, very happy. We just had his funeral this morning. I did not wear black. I wore red. I'm not gonna go in there and be fake just because he passed away. And I did do the eulogy. I literally told everyone in the family that I was grateful for my mother-in-law because she hid all of this from everyone because no one knew what was going on with me. And she actually just hid everything, supported him, and was okay with the way that he was treating me like shit. So yeah, I, in front of everyone, said, you know what, you asked me this morning if I was happy that he was gone. I'm extremely happy. I'm very fucking happy, Karen.
My husband cheated on me with 17 men and is asking me for forgiveness. My name is Sarah. I'm 30 years old, married, and I have 4 kids. 10 years ago, I married my now husband the traditional way. His family came, asked for my hand, and we got married without knowing each other. But after marrying him, I started loving him and I became obsessed with him. He was such a great man. We lived in one city, but his job was in another city. It was like a touristy city. He would go there for 25 days and come back to us, stay with us for 5 to 7 days, and we continued living like this for a while. He worked in hotel management or something like that. All I knew is that he worked in an area where it's full of tourists and hotels, and that's what he did. He saw tourists all day, every day. For 7 years, we lived the best life ever. We had 4 beautiful kids, and he was such a great husband and a great father. I'm a beautiful woman. I take care of myself, make sure my hair is good, my nails are done, and I always look good for him. I'm responsible for the kids. I do everything for them. I cook, I clean, and I take care of everything around the house. He only works and provides for us, but I'm the one taking care of everything else. 3 years ago, he came home from work out of nowhere and was like, you know what? We've never been on a vacation together with the kids. Just prepare everything and let's leave. And that's exactly what we did. The kids and I were ecstatic and so happy that we would finally take a vacation together with their dad. We went to a resort and we were having a blast for the first couple of days. We were all swimming and he was playing with the kids. Everything was going perfectly fine and amazing. One day I had to go to the suite to grab something, so I left him with the kids at the pool and I went inside by myself. I went inside the suite, I did what I had to do, and then I was about to leave, and subhanAllah, right by the time I got to the door, his phone pings. He left it in the room before he went out swimming with the kids. I went to grab his phone so I could take it to him, and then I don't know what possessed me to grab his phone and open it and look through it. Keep in mind, he never gave me any reason to feel any type of way. I just opened it to open it. I wasn't feeling anything or thinking anything of it. As I'm looking through his phone, I see so many notifications, different apps, and hundreds of messages between him and different women. I was so confused and didn't know what was going on. I couldn't believe myself. I'm just looking and scrolling. Nothing made sense to me at first. All the messages were flirting, disgusting, so inappropriate. There were pictures and videos and everything. I kept convincing myself and being like, you know what? No, these are just tourists, people that he's dealing with. There is nothing between them. I was in disbelief, but I continued snooping and searching through his phone. Then I see a thread between him and someone. This person had a profile picture, and their picture was a rainbow flag. I didn't expect anything when I opened the thread of messages between both of them. But then as soon as I opened it, my God, the floor literally started spinning under me. I don't know much about it, but I'm 100% sure the guy he's talking to is gay. And one of the last messages this guy sends my husband, he was mad at him, telling him, why didn't you come and see me? You didn't like it last time we were together? There were hundreds of messages between the two of them. They were in a full-blown relationship, talking, sending each other's pictures, videos, disturbing things that I could not even fathom opening. I was just looking at as much as I can, but couldn't open and see everything because it was just so disturbing and disgusting. And subhanallah, right at that moment, he walks in and he sees his phone in my hand. He knew it. He saw my face and knew it. I turn around and I start screaming and crying and attacking him. And he panicked and he got so scared and he broke down. Literally, right then and there. He was on the ground crying and begging me to listen to him. And I looked at him, I was like, explain and tell me what. I saw everything. He was like, no, listen to me. You have to hear me out. I was like, okay, what is it? He told me, hey, I'm going to tell you the whole truth. I was like, okay, what other truth? I saw everything. Then he dropped it on me like an explosive on my head. He was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It was just 17 of them. He's sitting there telling me that he only had a sexual relationship with 17 men. 17 men. I'm not gonna lie, I just lost it. I lost it on him and on myself. I'm like, 17? What are you talking about? So you're gay? And he was like, oh no, I'm not gay. I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, they're gay. I'm not gay. Sir, you had a sexual relationship with 17 men. What does that make you? Like, what? Just because they're openly gay and you don't identify as one, that means you're not? I lost it and I had a mental breakdown. I literally had to go to the hospital that day. And the whole time he's begging me and explaining it to me, trying to convince me why he was doing it. And I just couldn't. I can't. I got tested that day to make sure that I was clean. And I looked at him and said, hey, you have to get tested too. He looks at me and tells me, oh, we have to do it every 6 months. I guess he wasn't a manager after all, because apparently if you have to get tested for STDs every 6 months, what does that have to do with management? It all felt like a nightmare. I couldn't believe that I was that blind or that he was that good. This man is not a manager. This man is selling himself to tourists, to men and women, and he doesn't think that he's bi or gay. He was sorry, but he was justifying everything he was doing. I don't understand. How are you gonna cheat with men and not consider yourself at least bisexual? Like, what? That happened 3 years ago and I still cannot get over it. He still goes to work and stays about 25 days and comes back for a week. But during that week, I do not leave my room whatsoever. I don't talk to him. I don't cook for him. I don't do anything. We live 2 separate lives. I don't know where to go or what to do. Both my parents passed away and I'm all alone. I have no family to turn to. I have 4 kids and they love their father. And they don't know anything because I didn't tell anyone about what I found out. Nothing's changed. He still does the same thing because he works and he goes for 25 days. So I'm pretty sure he's still doing the same thing. For the people that would tell me to just pick up or leave, I can't. I don't have the means to support my kids. I have no family, no money, nothing. I am so sad and heartbroken. I live in Egypt and I don't know where to go or who to talk to or who could help me.
I absolutely don't kink shame. But sometimes we need to stop and think, am I doing too much? So boom, an old friend of mine from high school hits me up and he's like, Nasha, I really need to talk to you. I'm like, what's up? I'm thinking it's an emergency. No, he says, look, I'm willing to pay you. Immediately, I'm like, because anything that's involving money and men is usually disgusting. They don't just ask you for a ride to the airport. No, they're asking you to send your stinky socks in the mail. You know what I'm saying? This man said to me, I need you to record yourself degrading me, calling me out my name, and saying the most evil, vile things you can think of me. I'll send you $500 right now. I said, what? Bitch, what are we talking about? He said, I just need you to make a video degrading me, maybe telling me what to do, calling me bad names, calling me nasty things. And I will pay you $500. Now, I just got back from LA. So a bitch could use $500, you know what I'm saying? LA like took me out a little bit. But I was like, I don't want to do that to you because I've known you since high school. Like, we're not like super close friends or anything, but you're someone that I know from my childhood and I don't want to call you those things. He said, nah, Shy, I promise my feelings won't get hurt. I just need you to do this for me. I said, why me though? Like, why you hit me up? It's not like we talk on a regular basis. We don't. He was like, because you're a really pretty girl. And I really liked you in high school. And I still really like you now into adulthood. And I want you to be the one to do it. And I want to pay you to do it. I was like, fuck it. You're sending me $500 for me to make a video calling you out your name? Send it right now. He PayPal me within the minute, $500 in my bank account. I said, oh shit. So I made like a 30-second video of me, you know, calling him all types of stupid. You a bitch. You ain't shit. I hate you. I was kind of cringed out, but you know, he was like, but I sent it anyway. He said, okay, that was good, but I feel like you could turn it up a notch. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, degrade me. Tell me what to do. Like, give me nasty commands. I'm like, what the fuck? So like, I literally just thought about the most evilest thing that I could ever fucking think of. I said, okay, I'm not gonna show y'all the video because I told him that we would keep this between us. But basically I said, bitch, whip your fucking dick out. Come on the floor and then lick that shit off. Cause you ain't shit. And men who ain't shit lick they nut off the floor. God forgive me. God forgive me. I don't know where that came from. I sent him the video. I said, how's this, you little bitch? He didn't respond for like 15 minutes. I said, fuck, I blew it. Like, I did too much. Bitch, 15 minutes, 30 seconds later, I'm getting a text. Ding. It's a video. Video of him nutting on the floor and licking it. Nutting on the floor and licking it, just like I asked him to do in the video. When I tell you, I didn't know what to respond back to him when I seen the video. I kind of just left it on delivered for a while. He texted me an hour later. He was like, thank you so much. Thank you. Pleasure doing business with you, I guess. Hit me up if you want to do it again. Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be a part one to my story time about how I was on a trip with a dude that I was dating, and he basically left the club with two females and pretty much kicked me out the car while I was drunk and was showing his ass. He really showed his ass. Okay, so I was dating this dude last year. And first of all, he had a whole family that he lied about. Turns out he had a wife and 5 kids. Okay. When we met, the wife was actually pregnant with his child, his second child, by her. The other children are from previous partners by, whatever. So when we met, this man never disclosed that he had a situation, had kids, period. Because one thing about it, like, I don't date men with children. Especially if the child is fresh out the cooch. That baby not even walking yet? No. And he had, his first child at the time was only a couple of months. Now, when we first met and everything, I would say things moved kind of fast or whatnot. And he had me thinking one thing and it was something completely different. This man put me through it. Okay. And first of all, when I first met him, I was just going through stuff mentally. So I just wasn't in a good place. And he knew that. And he basically used that against me. He would say things about my mental health, questioning it, calling me all types of crazy, delusional, saying how, like, no man that I ever with, like, they don't want me. They just use me and move on. how you're nothing but a sex object and all this type of stuff. Now, I saw a couple people in the comments like, oh, you must have stayed and this and that. You hear people say all the time, oh, well, why didn't you leave? This and that. Listen, I used to be that feeling of like, oh, that wouldn't be me. That wouldn't be me. That wouldn't be me. But listen, like, you really don't know until it's you, until you're in that situation. For months, I dealt with BS from this man. And, you know, like, it's easier said than done. So on our second date, this is how I knew it was a big red flag and I should have went there. We went out somewhere, and so yeah, we went on a date to one of those dine-in theaters that we have here in New York. So he was late for the date. He was so late. And it's like anytime we would try to plan something or go on a date, he will always be late. But anyway, back to the second date. He was late for the date. So now we were still able to go in and sit down, even though the movie had started like 30 minutes later. We still was able to sit down. So now I'm hungry. I haven't eaten in hours. I'm hungry. I would like to have a little drink or whatnot. And because of the fact that he was late, the kitchen was closed and we weren't able to order anything. Now, I was upset because I was hungry. And when I'm hungry, I get a little moody. You get it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was upset because they didn't tell us that before we had sat down. Because obviously I would have just like, you know what? Forget it. Like, let's just get our refund and that's just that. Another thing, keep in mind, I paid for this, which is not really a big deal. But I paid for this date. Okay? So I'm upset. The waitress person was like, yeah, you know, like, if you want a refund, I can have a manager come to you and you get a refund. I was like, yeah, that's fine, because I don't want to see the movie anymore, because I want to eat. I wanted to eat my food with the movie, and the movie's already 30 minutes in. So if you can't give me a refund, that's fine. So now he's just like, oh, it's not a big deal. So now I'm getting irritated because I'm hungry. He was already late for the date, and now you're trying to tell me how to react for something, and I don't like that. So then I ended up walking out of the section we were at, and I went down the stairs to out where the manager has like a little bar area. So I'm there or whatnot. I'm waiting, and he's trying to talk to me. I'm upset because it's like, you're not even listening to me. And he's like, and one thing about me, like, I'm going to keep talking too. You hear me? Like, I'm trying to sit here and speak to the person so I can get, you know, a ticket refund or whatever for the ticket. So I really want to see the movie too. So I'm like, you know, I can just come back another time. So he's like, oh, you're making a big deal over money, this and that. Yeah. And I'm just like, first of all, it's not even about the money. I'm hungry. Like, I'm hungry. You were late. And then you're trying to tell me how to react or something. So then after that or whatnot, he just kept going and going. So then he left out. He left. So I don't even know why I even called him. I really don't know, because that was the first flag there. I should have just left that, did it right then and there. But for some reason, I picked up the phone and it's like, oh, like, you for real or whatever. And one thing about me, when I'm upset, like, I start crying. Now, I had shed a little tear or something. He didn't see my little tear or whatever. I was just so frustrated because you're like, oh, is all these restaurants over here, and you acting like this got the best food here in New York. And I'm like, it's not even about that. So I was just so upset. So anyway, I called him up, whatever. I'm like, oh, so you just want to just leave or whatever? And he was like, oh, I'm outside. If you want to come outside, then you could just come outside. If not, or whatever. Me being whatever, I wound up going outside. I went outside or whatever. We got into the car, and then we went on to the next place. Now that I have never ever first met somebody, this our second date, and we arguing already, like we know each other for all this time, and we fighting low key, you know what I'm saying, but not fighting physically. But that was the first of one of numerous arguments that we had. Okay, so then we're going to fast forward to the third date. The third date was the following weekend. Okay? Now, I'm going to go back and tell you how I met this dude. I initially met this dude on Hinge. Okay? And he kind of catfished me. I'm going to tell you how he catfished me, because the first picture on his profile was not him. He wrote me first. And all of that. But then I didn't realize until afterwards that picture, the first picture on his profile, was not him. It was not him at all. Okay? So, and the first time we actually FaceTime, and this is another flag, he was outside. He was outside his car driving. And another thing, like if a man sit here and the only time you talk to a man is when he is outside on the road, quote, working or whatever, that's a big flag. Big flag, pack it up, go. Okay, so this is going to be part 2 of the time the dude I was dating invited me on a trip just to other women and then left me outside the club drunk. So the end of part 1, I explained, I started going into our third date. So the third date is when I suspected he was a liar and that he had a family. So we will always meet up because we don't live in the same area in New York. Okay, if you are from New York, you know the difference between living in the city and then living towards upstate. You know, there's a difference. Okay, New Yorker is within the 5 boroughs. Okay, within the 5 boroughs. Okay, and I live within the 5 boroughs. So anyway, we would always meet up at a certain spot in the city or whatever. So this day we meeting up for our third date and everything. And I went to get in the car. He opened the front seat, the front door. Then I'm like, I see a baby car seat in the back. So I was like, oh, you got a daughter? Because it's pink. It was like a pink lining. He was like, yeah, you didn't know I told you that already. So I'm like, no, you didn't. He said, yes, I did. I said, no, you didn't. He said, yes, I did. You must have forgot. So I'm like, okay. So I let it go. So now we get into the restaurant that, we get into the restaurant that we went to, whatever. Then down the line, I realized that that's the same restaurant that he took he said that wasn't his wife, but two, okay? So we get into the restaurant and everything, cool vibes and all that. We're talking, we're eating. And then I asked him, so how old is your daughter? And I'm like, well, like, you know, I really don't recall you mentioning this or whatever. And I'm asking, like, not to be all up in your business, but, you know, like, what's the situation with you and her mother and everything? Because once he told me how old his daughter was, I was like, so he goes, oh, they live in Texas. The mother lives in Texas and so on. But they got family that live upstate. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, if they live in Texas, when do you see your child, you know? Okay, he quickly ended that conversation. He wasn't trying to engage in the conversation. It was really clear. But at that point, I'm just like, this man is hiding something. This man is hiding something. And me, I'm the type of person, I truly believe, like, most people that really live upstate New York is people who have families. The only people who really travel from upstate to the city for work is people who have families. So it was just a real sign for me, you know what I'm saying? And then that was the time on that date. That is when, I don't know why I'm a rambler. I overshare. And like I said, during that time, I was really going through something. And I overshared to him about a situation that I was dealing with just only like a couple of months prior with an individual that I had feelings for, and it just, I don't know what happened. Still don't know what happened to this day, but we're not here to talk about that situation. And that's when he was like, well, he just sees you as a sex object. And my jaw dropped to the floor. My jaw dropped to the floor. And instantly it made me start crying at the dinner table, at the restaurant, in the middle of the restaurant. I started crying because that really hurt my feelings. Like, y'all ever had somebody say something to you and it just felt like a knife stabbing you in the chest and then ripping out and then stabbing you again? That's what that felt like. And I was just like, even if that was true, you don't even know, because you don't even know the person. But even if that was true, why would you say something like that? Like, what type of person would say something that hurtful to hurt someone intentionally? So that was one of many times where that man would certain things outside in public to hurt my feelings and make me cry. Like, I'm a very emotional person. I'm very in tune with my emotions. So it ain't nothing to get me to cry. I'm not trying to be funny. Especially if you say something and you know it's gonna hurt my feelings, like it's gonna happen. So after that date, I don't know, like something was just off. And again, I was dealing with some stuff during that time. And the following day I went to work. I'm about to tell myself. But I had searched up some information on a system that I wasn't supposed to because Miss Detective over here, okay? And I found out some information and it caused me to have a panic attack in the middle of the work day, and I had to leave work. I could not calm down. I could not, nothing. But before that, it's something else had happened, but okay. So before that day that I went lurking at during the systems I wasn't supposed to lurk in, I happened to go on TikTok randomly, and I came across a page of a woman that was far pregnant in him at their baby shower. Okay. So this was like the fourth date-ish, because the fourth date is when we had went somewhere and his friend had pulled up, and then he was trying to show me something in his phone with his friend, and then I saw a baby shower invite, and I'm like, so his friend is at the place and everything, and I just didn't feel comfortable and I wanted to leave. I stepped out. He came to the car. We started arguing. He's like, how I embarrassed him. I'm like, how am I embarrassing you? Because I don't want to be here. Like, I don't want to be here. Like, I'm uncomfortable. I didn't think your friend was going to actually come. So I just felt weird. I don't want to be here. So when he ended up going back into the restaurant with his friend, well, it was actually a lounge that we were at. So when he went back inside or whatever, me being me, I'm nosy and my intuitions never lie. So I opened the little glove department and I saw and I took a picture of it. Okay. Just to refer back to the address and everything that I put together. Because at that point, I knew I was going to go do some digging because I was not believing anything that was coming out of this man's mouth. He claimed that the baby shower invite was from his friend. And I'm just like, Okay, but I can clearly see that you were the one who sent the invite. But no problem. That's your friend baby shower. So then the day prior, I was doing some search. I was doing a little search online, and I saw a registry, a baby shower registry. So this is when everything kind of was like putting pieces together. And it was his name and the woman's name. So I said, who's XYZ? And I act like I didn't know the pronunciation of the name. So I said it again. I'm like, like, oh yeah, XYZ. And he's like, oh, that's my friend's baby mother. I said, your friend's baby mother? I was like, but they had your name on it. I said, you and your friend got the same name? That's weird. In the same city that you live in? That is so weird. But, men being men, he came up with some type of lie or whatever. And I was just like, okay, no problem. I know what I'm going to do once I go home. I'm going to do some more digging. So when I got home that night, that is when I found the TikTok video account and everything. And then I asked him about it. He claimed that was from his first baby shower. I'm like, but how come it was just posted a few weeks ago? If this was your first baby shower and your daughter is a year old, how is this from that? I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Of course, he came up with some lie. I'm like, he's like, oh, I can't help the way I can't tell people when not to post something and blah, 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 blah. Oh, believe what you want and all of this nonsense. So again, that should have been my idea. But again, me being dumb. So then that's when the next day I went to work. I searched all the information that I was like putting pieces together and everything. I searched it, and then they were just like, so not only did you lie about having one child, okay, you lied about having a baby on the way. You lied about living with her and so on, allegedly. Because when I came to him with the information that I found, he still denied everything. And it was just like, oh, you're just trying to find a way to sit here and to argue, and you're toxic and this is and that. All right, y'all, part 3. So I know a lot of people thinking like, girl, you're so dumb, you're so stupid. Like, you finding that information that you found even though you wasn't supposed to find it anyway, and then the pieces that you was putting together, like, you should have just left. You should just let that nigga alone. Yeah, I definitely agree. I agree. I don't know what was going on. I think that because of the fact that I was just dealing with my own stuff personally, mentally, I wasn't in a good space. I suffered from depression, anxiety, a mood disorder. I was on new psych meds. So then I was like really triggered at work. I was stressed and overwhelmed at work. I was working so many hours. I mean, to like 3 in the morning, not coming home to 3 in the morning, and then like have to be back at the office at 9 o'clock. Then I had people at work, drama. It was just a lot going on. So I wasn't there. I wasn't really feeling my psychiatrist at the time. So I just don't know. Like, and then he had this man here that I've known for a little while who, you know, he would say all the right things at the right time, but then afterwards he would, you know, make me feel like a idiot, and he'll say things to belittle me, and he'll make me cry. He'll say little smart remarks and call me stupid, retarded, a bitch, a dog, like all types of things in the world. And then he'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry, my sweet Chrissy, my beautiful Chrissy, my this, my that. Oh, you're not coming second to no one. You're a beautiful woman. Any man would love to be with you. And all of this, yada, yada, yada. Like, this man, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, if y'all going through something mentally, like, just take that time to really focus on your mental health. Focus on yourself. Play these dudes no mind, okay? You see the flags, don't ignore them. Listen to it, okay? And I just don't know. And then it came to a point where I was literally meal prepping for this man. Meal prepping for this man every week. Like, he'll say, oh yeah, he want this, he want that. Girl, here's my dumb Donald clown self in the kitchen, spending my money, okay, to buy food, to cook for this man. I don't eat meat. I haven't eaten meat in almost 3 years. So I'm sitting here, I'm cooking meat for this man. You know, sometimes meat make me nauseous, the smell. And I would sit here and pack it up. This would be every Sunday. I did this for a while. Every Sunday, I would go to his game in the city. You know, he'll have his practice, his game or whatever. And I would show up to his game, his practice, with a picnic basket. A picnic basket full of food, okay? Full of food. I even learned how to make Nigerian meals, okay? And yes, he's African. Nigerian. Okay. Yeah, like, I even learned how to make his country's meals for him. It was just so crazy. It was just so crazy. So, at one point, he used to call me a cupcake. And I was like, oh, that's cute. Look at cupcake bringing you cupcakes. Ugh. Lord have mercy. Okay. And then down the line, I obviously found out that that's the same name that he calls his partner, because I saw the name in his phone. And one time we were on another date, and I'm just like, I'm tired of you. Every time we go on a date, like, you're on your phone. Like, and we're on a date, we're spending time together or whatever, because we would hang out every weekend. Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday, like every weekend, like clockwork, okay? And it's just like, why are you always on your phone? Like, if I'm here, why are you on your phone? Like, it just didn't make any sense to me. And one time we're outside this some spot. It was so many people there, like, and I actually felt embarrassed. Like, you know, I said something to him and he caused an argument. So now we're arguing outside. All these people's looking at us. People are looking at me because I'm crying, and it's him, he's yelling, and I'm just, you know. And then at one point I walked away from him to calm down a little bit, and then came back. We ended up going inside or whatever. Now he's trying to be all sweet, all kind. Oh, my sweet Chrissy, my sweet Chrissy. That was his favorite line. My sweet Chrissy, my beautiful Chrissy. Blah, 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 blah. Now you want to like me up because now you know you done. You feel me? Trying to say how I'm toxic. Every time we together, all I would want to do is argue. No, I don't. Like, I just want you to be real with me. Tell me the truth. Like, stop trying to like beat around the bush and so on. And he could never tell the truth to anything. So, I had ended up, because like I said, I was lurking hard. Okay, I had found the Facebook page and everything of the partner. Yeah, so once I found the Facebook page, and yes, I know I was okay, I saw that she was indeed pregnant with their second child together, and she pretty much gave birth around the time that we had, I think it was our third date, and it was just like that weekend he was literally with me. So it's like, this woman just gave birth to your second child and you were out with me. So now we're on another date. I pressed the issue, like, you know, after some little drinks or whatever, I pressed the issue, and he basically denied it again, and then I had a different car seat in a car. So I'm just like, oh, so who car seat is that? Like, you know, like, just stop lying, just stop lying, okay? And yes, like, we were intimate at this time or whatever. And then that's another thing. It's just like, yo, like, who you, like, I need to know who you feel me? And he was never direct upfront with anything. And then there was a time where, this is when it kind of like really got kind of crazy with us. There was a time we were out at this lounge and everything. And again, like I said, a lot of times I was the one paying for stuff. So I'm buying drinks, I bought the food and so on. Then he ordered hookah. I don't smoke hookah. So I'm just like, I just pay for everything else. You can pay for the hookah. And this man kind of like switched up. Like, he just turned into like this monster. Like, I'm like, yo, what the are you good? Like, you need that? Like, you really need that for real. And we outside the spot or whatnot. And the next thing you know, like, I don't know how this escalated, because we were both drinking that night. He just started rushing me. He starts rushing me out of nowhere. And I'm like, I'm coming, like, you speed walking and so on. Like, I'm coming. He gets in the car or whatnot. And before he opened the door, and he's just like screaming at me in the middle of the street. All these people are looking at me. He's screaming at me in the middle of the street. Oh, get in the car. You're stopping me from going home. I have to get home. I have my assignment I need to submit. And this and that, and so on and so on. So I'm just like, what are you talking about? Oh, you're holding me up. All this crap. So then I get in the car and I'm just like, yo, like, what the hell is your problem or whatever? So then he had his phone missing. Now he's trying to ignore me while I'm in the car. And so I just, like, you know how somebody may have their phone like this or whatever? I did like that. And he claimed that I tried to pull the steering wheel from him, snatch the steering, like, turn the steering. I'm like, why would I even do that? We in the middle of the street, like, we in a road. Why would I do something like that? Like, I'm not stupid. So then he like flinched at me, like tried to hit me, and then he swerved the car and we almost got into an accident. And of course he blamed that on me, and then he ended up leaving me on the side. Like, he ended up like getting on some highway or something. I'm like, where are you going? Like, let me out of this car. Like, he's like, oh, since you well, you just gonna go upstate and you're gonna find your way back to the city or whatever. I'm like, let me out of this car. Like, the freak. So he ended up taking an exit or whatever. And then he gets out the car. He leaves me on the side of wherever the hell. I don't know where we were at. Then he starts walking away. So I'm like, oh, so you really gonna walk away? Like, it's late. It's like 5 a.m. It's still dark. I don't know where the hell I'm at. I'm just like, oh, so you're just gonna walk away from me instead of waiting for me to get my ride and then leave? It was so crazy. My Uber ended up coming. I ended up taking my Uber home or whatever. And you would have thought that would have been the end of it, but no, it wasn't. All right, y'all, so this is part 4. So after that situation, when this man literally attempted to hit me outside in the car and almost caused an accident, yeah, that wasn't the end of that. Of course, like, afterwards, you know, we got home, we were texting back and forth, we were arguing and everything, and then I don't know. Okay, he apologized. We agreed that, okay, like, we're gonna but then we didn't. Okay, no problem. Again, at this point, he was still denying his children's mother, denying that there was another baby, denying that they lived together, and all of that. He claimed that there was another house that was upstate that belonged to his mother that he was living at, and that the partner's family live in a total different house that's there. I'm like, okay, no problem. So the times where we weren't together and or whatever, it would be like during the week, of course, like we both had to work, like he busy schedule, whatever. But then it's just like there was like a certain time frame where just like, dang, like, I feel like every time like we're conversating and it's just like all these big gaps and so on, and just like I call you, you won't answer. It's always we're texting. Why is it that we're always texting? Then when you call me, you're always on the road. So like, you know, what's going on? So when I'm like, okay, well, if you're with your family that you claim that you don't have and so on, then just say so. Again, he was still denying. So now another night, another date, another weekend, another date, I should say. We went out to the same spot we were at previously. He wanted to go back there. So we're there, and he's like, oh, let's play a little game. I want to see how you will flirt with a man or some crap, and yeah. So I agreed to play with the little game that he wanted to do or whatever. It wasn't even nothing like that, nothing crazy or whatever. And the following day, I was at my appointment or whatnot. I had a neurology appointment, and he texted me. We're having a regular conversation. Then he goes, oh, remember that dude from the other night? I'm like, what dude? What are you talking about? He's like, oh, yeah, it turns out we have a mutual friend on IG, and he claimed that you and homeboy, y'all mess around. This was like maybe like 2-3 days after, actually, not the next day. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not even on Instagram. Like, what are you talking about? So this man, like, he started a whole argument with me claiming that somebody said that I was screwing some man that we had met at some club. I'm just like, what? I don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, but this is what he said. Blah, 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 blah. So he goes, oh, why would my friend lie to me? I'm like, well, I don't know. Because I'm like, I know I'm not lying. So, like, what are you trying to, like, I feel like you just always want to start an argument with me. Like, what's the problem? Like, you always want to argue. You talking about I'm toxic, no, you're toxic. I'm like, well, show me the proof. Let me see the messages. He took a screenshot of a piece of a conversation where he probably wrote himself that said, oh, basically like, yeah, she lying. They know each other. He said they fuck with each other. What? I wish I would have got that man number at that club. Like, he looked the fuck good. And I wouldn't be sitting arguing with you. Like, what? Like, so it was just like, you just trying to, you out here screwing all these people. You're lying about your relationship and everything else. So you trying to make it seem like I'm out here screwing every man that I see. Okay? I remember when I learned how to make the Nigerian meal that I found. I was like, oh, I got the recipe off of TikTok. And I sent him the guy a TikTok. He said, oh, what? You like him? You want to fuck him? I said, what? It's a video of a man cooking a meal that you said you wanted me to make. What are you talking about? Oh, it didn't even look that good. No. I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, this man will literally argue over anything. And it just got to the point, like, yo, this is so annoying. So another week had went by or whatever. Like, I was like, we were just arguing a lot. I'm like, you know what? Let me plan something nice for us and everything. When I really, like, fuck with somebody, like, I'm going to put my all in it. And obviously that wasn't reciprocated. Obviously this man was a liar, abuser, and all types of yada yada yada. We not gonna, we already know that was that. Okay. And so I planned this nice day for us. And he showed his ass. And I'm not talking about I'm talking about a whole day date. Okay, first we had brunch, then we had couples massages, and then there was a fun activity that we supposed to have did in a park together, and then of course like later on was you know. So after the brunch, we went to the massage spot. He just kept complaining about him being tired. And it kind of just irritated me. Like, I get it. You had a long day the night before with work and everything. But I also told you the early part of the day, like, hey, if you want to reschedule, we can reschedule. It's not a big deal. So it's like he kept complaining. So it irritated me. So I'm like, if you got somewhere else to be or if you got to go home, then let me know. Now I'm trying to be funny now because it's just like, you claim you ain't got nobody at home, but it's just like you the way you moving is just a little funny right now, a little too funny for me. So while he was, he had his phone, right? So I saw the contact was on WhatsApp. It said Cupcake. Then I saw the picture of the woman. So I'm just like, oh, so that's the reason why you keep saying you're tired and yeah. So things escalated. We got into it. He kicked me out the car. And this was literally, after we went to the spa, he talked me into getting my nipples pierced. So I ended up getting my nipple pierced that day. It hurt like hell. I like it now, but yeah, it's not something I actually wanted to do. He talked me into doing it. Then he ended up kicking me out the car, and I went home or whatever. So around this time, I believe this was after the date. No, it was actually before this date. You know, I get tested regularly or whatever. I had found out that I had caught something from him. So I know I'm not with anybody else. So I pressed him on it or whatever. Of course, he denied it. He called me every name in the book. Every name in the book. So I'm just like, well, show me your results. I showed you my results prior to us being intimate, and I'm showing you my most recent results that I just took literally a couple of days ago, and I got my results back. He never showed the results, blamed me for everything, per usual. This is what he did. This is what he would normally do. So honestly, after that, another sign, I should have left him alone then, but of course I didn't. Another thing I want to keep in mind is that anytime we were together, of course, like I said, I was dealing with something. I was on new psych meds. Of course, I'm on my medication. You're not supposed to take your medication with liquor. I knew that. But I was drinking anyway. I fell into a really bad habit of drinking alcohol. I was literally drunk every weekend, every Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday. Okay, when I was with this man. Also, he even said himself, like, yeah, like, I like you when you're drunk, because then you don't want to argue and you just do what I say, like, you know, like, if we get into an argument, we outside or something, like, oh, you need to learn to shut up, like, you need to be shut up, and this and that. You need to know your place as a woman and talk, and not, learn when to talk and learn when to listen. So I don't know who this man thought he was, but yeah. So after that incident, of course, that wasn't the last time I seen the man, because I was just so dumb, stuck on stupid and everything.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I am so sorry. I'm about to be talking a little fast. I'm probably gonna cry again. I stay in Michigan. I don't want to say my apartment name right now because I love my leasing manager. I never had no problems outside of the little maintenance issues that needs to be done, like in my bathroom. However, this man that stays up under me, he has a girlfriend. I have been here for 2 years. He always say, hello, neighbor. Hello. He scared me one day when I came in from work. I used to work midnights when I used to work for Amazon. I used to work midnights, and I came in and he was standing on the top. I stay on the 3rd floor. There's no elevator in this building. He stay on the 2nd floor, right up under me. Oh my God, I can't believe this is going on right now. Like, Lord, please protect me from any hurt, harm, or danger, please. Like, so the only complaint that I ever had with this man, or concern that I ever had with this man, is him just sitting on the stairs, standing on the stairs, you know. But I can't tell nobody that's paying rent just like me that they can't sit on the stairs. But it got weird when it was like as soon as I got off of work, or when I was about to leave for work, or when I'm coming back in from the store. Like, it got weird then. So yes, I took it to the leasing manager, and I told her, I said, I don't mind him speaking to me, greeting me and things of that nature, but it gets weird when he's waiting on me. It's not like he's waiting right in front of my door, but he's damn near waiting on me. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That nigga damn near is waiting on me, because why the fuck I go to 7-Eleven and I spend extra time in 7-Eleven on purpose, because before I left, the nigga sitting on the stairs, bro. So I come back, he's still sitting on the stairs, scrolling on TikTok or whatever the fuck he was scrolling on. Or whatever. Boom, that's weird as fuck. You got a whole apartment, whole bed, all that. You're weird as fuck. Like, what the fuck? So today, well, yesterday, let's backtrack. Yesterday, it was Tuesday yesterday. Today is Wednesday. I come in for work. I made a couple stops before I went home, y'all. And when I get there, he's on the top of the stairs, bro. Like, this man's on the top of the fucking stairs, bro. And he scares me because I got so many bags in my hand. I got my lunchbox, I got my work bag, I got my purse, I got a bag from the store that I had went to, you know, and I also have to freaking pee. So I'm just rushing. He like, hi neighbor. He scared the fuck out of me. I literally dropped everything in my hand. Like, if not everything, at least 3 items. So I hurry up and go to my bathroom or whatever. I mean, I hurry up and go to my door, unlock the door or whatever. He was like, you gotta pee? How the fuck do you even know I gotta pee, nigga? I wasn't shaking or nothing. I was just kind of rushing after I dropped everything. Like, you know, like, I don't know. But, okay, cool. Because sometimes I can sense when people, not sense when people gotta pee or whatever, but when something is wrong or whatever. But, so I didn't really think nothing of it until now. But, like, that's weird. How the fuck do you know? I don't know. So, today, motherfuckers, it's 6. I just almost ran right into this pickup. Anyways, it's 6:30 something, right? So I'm walking out my door. He's in his doorway. I have to walk down the stairs and pass. I don't have to walk past his door, but as I'm walking down the stairs, his door is right there. So if he's coming out the door, I'm gonna see him. We gonna see each other. This man, I don't think he worked. So I don't know why the fuck he up this early. Anyhow, he's standing in his doorway, y'all, and he's playing with his shit through his drawers. And he like, good morning, hello. And I see something moving down, and I did not want to look. I really did not want to look, y'all. I did not want to look. I feel, bro, I don't even know how to feel right now, bro. I want to kill me a nigga. Like, no cap. This is for educational purposes only, bro. And let me tell y'all something. Y'all pray over me. I'm going to continue to pray over me. But I want y'all to know I'm not giving nobody no chances to harm me. On God, I'm not. I got a lot to live for. And I'm not even going through that shit. I'm not even going to get deep into that. But I'm letting y'all know right now that I'm not giving nobody no chances, bro. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do with that statement. But I'm not giving nobody no chances, bro. This nigga weird as fuck, bro. He's weird as fuck. I don't even know what to do first. The lease office not even open. I don't have proof. I wanted to go back and record because he was still standing in his doorway, but I didn't want to go back. I'd be damn, I'll go back, I start recording, or I say, why the fuck you playing with your shit, or why you on this weird shit, and a nigga try to pull me in his apartment, bro. That's the day niggas go walk into the heaven gates. Like, no cap. Like, I'm not, this is not funny at all. I feel fucking violated, bro. Like, I don't even know, bro. Like, that shit is weird as hell, bro. Don't nobody want to see that shit, bitch. I'm on my way to work, nigga. Why the fuck are you propped up at your door with your shit out? That's nasty as fuck. And you got a whole bitch. Go in the room or something. Like, I can't make this shit up, bro. If I had the courage, I'm small as hell, bro. For one, I'm small as hell. God kept telling me to go because I felt like my reaction probably wouldn't even been a simple reaction, y'all. Like, I probably would have been like, bro, like, I probably would have tried to scrap that nigga, because that nigga, when I say he was literally like he was sitting there watching a Orno, you feel me, and talking to me at the same time. Nigga was going fast. Like, that's why I looked down, because I'm like, you know, like, I'm not gonna say that's why I looked down, but I seen movement. You know how you see something on the side of your eye, you see movement. Come on, we all human. I seen movement, so I just looked. Like, what the fuck? And I kept pushing it. Like, I just had to get to my car, bro. I literally cried my eyes out. As I'm walking to my car, it's a kid warming up his mama car. He says good morning to me, asks me was I okay as I'm walking past him. I something whispered to me in the back of my head, like, go tell this man to go record him, or tell this man to check his temp, or tell this man to come back in the building with you so you're not alone. Like, I really wanted to record it for my apartment. Like, I need that proof, bro. I need that proof, like, for real, because they got to get me up out of there. They're going to have to get me up out of there. I feel uncomfortable. I got to get up out of there. I got to go to another building. I either got to go to another building, or I'm breaking this motherfucking lease and I'm getting the fuck on. Because like I told y'all, I'm not letting nobody get any chances with me, bro. I got a lot of shit to lose, and I got a lot of stuff to complete. I'm still going with this life shit, bro. I'm not, no, bro. Like, what? Bro, I'm so irritated, y'all. Like, I was about to have a good day. Like, this shit is weird as fuck. I'm finna be thinking about this shit all the time, and then he probably be listening to me when I be, oh, hell no. Like,
hey y'all, this video is going to be an update on my weird neighbor and that situation that transpired on Wednesday in the morning. First and foremost, I want y'all to know, because I'm reading the comments and I really want y'all to know a lot of the things that y'all are saying in the comments, I already did. I literally was doing that the same day, within that same hour that video got posted. I kind of want to tell y'all a little bit of when I started recording him and when I start actually paying attention to certain things that this man was doing. When I first moved in the apartment, he always greeted anybody, whether you stayed in the same building, the building next door, even the people that stay in the building across from us. Like, anybody who he see that he just want to interact with, he makes sure he speaks to them when he sees them, anytime he sees them. So when I noticed that, I'm like, this nigga gotta be weird or something. Like, he just gotta be bored, lonely. Then that's when I discovered he had a woman in his life that now I know she is his wife. The leasing manager confirmed that with me. I didn't know that was his wife. It's not any of my business. However, I know that a woman stays with him. So then it became a problem with me where I noticed he would just stand and sit in the hallway. In my last video, I stated that I cannot tell anyone where to sit if they're paying rent just as much as I am. But I started paying attention to the things that he do once I noticed that he were doing those things, because he wasn't just sitting on the balcony or inside of the building or standing in the hallway, you know, when I got off of work or before I left. It was when I ran errands. It was when other people left in the building. It's not just me. I don't know if he have done, you know, anything to anyone else that made them feel uncomfortable. However, I do know I'm not the only person that he greets. I'm not the only person that he waits around for. I'm not the only person that he knows that has a job. Like, so that's where my frustration really came in at with the situation after I complained to my leasing manager about him 3 months ago. She shared something with me. Basically, she stated that he was just a little different, you know. So it made me look at him different, because people that are, you know, that is a little awkward, not in a rude way, but, you know, we all come from different places, so everyone moved differently, which is fine. But I never thought that he would do anything like that. Like, I didn't think, even though he didn't touch me, and I'm very grateful for that. However, it's steps and levels to this shit. You feel what I'm saying? I see this shit that happens on TikTok. I see the stuff that happens on the news. So I'm not taking this, and I'm not treading lightly with this situation at all, because I know what's going to come next. It's not going to come for me, because I'm covered by the Holy Spirit. Do you hear me? However, this man, I really honestly think this, I'm not the first person you have done this to. He's not on the sex offender list. For those that asked that in the comments, he is not. I do have his first and last name. I am not going to post that right now because I do not want to get any, attention from him and his people that I don't know of, like his family or whatnot. I don't want them coming on here. They may see the video or whatever, but I never said the man's name. They don't know me, but I just don't want anyone to come to my page or to find my page or anything in that nature. He is on social media. He's on all 3 social medias. Snapchat, Facebook, and Instagram. He is. But I started recording. I have recordings all over, honestly, because there were times where I would leave out late to go get me a lighter or a wood, and it's a store close by. And I would purposely, like I said in my last video, I would purposely make additional stops or take longer than usual because I never want to see him when I come back in the building. I started recording when he would sit out in the hallway at night. That's when I really started recording because it was scary for me. It was a point in time where I was actually working overnight, so I don't want to fucking see you when I'm walking out my apartment. Get your ass in your fucking apartment, like for real. Then, one day I was coming in for work. I don't have proof of this day, but I'm just sharing this with y'all. I wasn't recording. I was actually on the phone with one of my friends, and he was on like the 3rd floor. And he was looking out the window, watching me come into the building. I'm not seeing him because I'm not looking, I'm coming in the building. And he waited until I got in the building and up the stairs and said, "Hi, neighbor," and scared the fuck out of me. It's a similar situation that I was talking about in the last video, but that was a different, these are 2 different days, same type of gesture and conversation. However, I hurry up and open my door and I got the fuck on. But it's like, you watching me. I didn't think about this. Now, back then I didn't think about this. This nigga's watching me. So he know which key I'm using to open up my door, which doesn't matter because he would never get that bitch. But I'm just saying, like, he been watching me. Point blank period. Like, that shit is weird as fuck. That shit is so weird and it don't sit right with me at all. Like, it don't. The leasing manager. She not playing no games. She coming 10 toes behind me. Everything that y'all said in the comments, just know that stuff is actually happening. That stuff is happening. However, it's a state law. It's a law that everyone have to receive the 30 days to, So he is getting evicted. He has 30 days to go. However, if something happens or if he tries to approach me again, those days will get sped up and he will have to go immediately. But they have to follow their policy. And what I will say is I respect my leasing manager so much because she did not even play. She didn't play when I told her. She called her supervisor right then and there in the middle of me even saying what was going on and told her supervisor he has to go. So, and then she figured out a situation for me, a better situation for me. Yeah, but I just don't want to say too much because motherfuckers don't need to know. But just know, y'all, I'm straight. I am straight. As far as living environment, I'm good.
And I also want to let y'all know that I have been recording since I've been more alert. I have video evidence. Those would not get posted until I'm for certain that I am going to be okay. This individual used social media, so I don't want to post him, and it triggers him. He didn't touch me. He didn't harm me, and I thank God for that. However, like I stated, we never know his next move, so you never want to trigger someone. So I have been recording, and I have those evidence, audio and video, by the way. And not just with situations with me, situations with people that stays in the building next to us too. So I just want y'all to know that. So one of my friends came home with me, or whatnot, and he was nowhere to be found, right? He's literally, and this isn't normal. I don't know what they know. I don't know if the leasing office gave them their eviction or spoke to them pertaining to the matter. However, he's nowhere to be found. But yeah, I'm good. As of right now, I'm good physically. Thank y'all for all the prayers and the kind words. I do appreciate that. I forgot to say that.
One thing I'll never understand is why some men actually can never be normal. Like, why can't you act normally towards a girl that you're trying to, you know? So I go to a car wash today. I get to vacuuming the inside of my car, get to my back seat. I'm going to go grab one of the vacuuming thingies, and there's this guy that's in like the parking spot next to me, right? Young guy, he gets out of his car and he sees me, he says hi, and I'm like, okay, hi. And I go back into my car and I like side-eye him and look at him a little bit. I'm like, oh, he's kind of, he's kind of fun. And I see that he's in his car, and I see that he rolls down his window, but I don't think anything of it. I'm like, oh, maybe he's like air freshening his car or whatever. Then I get out of my car and we make eye contact. Wrong move. Sees me, he's like, hey, I just want to tell you that you're super gorgeous, you're pretty. When I saw you and you're tall, I was like, wow. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Like, I'm over here smiling. Like, this man's fine. Like, obviously. So I'm like, okay, thank you. And I thought he was gonna leave it at that. Wrong. No. He proceeds to say, like, oh, I would like to get to know you. Do you mind if I get your number so we can set up like a coffee date or something? I'm like, yeah, sure. At this point, I'm kicking myself in the back for deleting my Instagram account. So I really can't reactivate it in that moment. So the only thing I can do is give him my number. Then he hits me with, actually, would you be down for coffee now? Now? No. I said, no, I have class. I have to study. I can't do anything right now. I'm sorry. And he said, oh, I thought you'd be down, but that's okay. And I'm like, yeah. And also, I'm headed out of town, and there's a lot of stuff that's going on, but just let me know your schedule. I'll let you know mine, and then we can book it from there. At this point, nothing is like ringing red flag. I'm just like, okay, he's cool. He then ends up leaving. I'm still vacuuming my car, and I have my AirPod in, right? So I hear the notification of a text message, and it's like somebody from a da-da-da number. I'm like, oh, okay, like, is this guy? Whatever. Maybe just texting his name. No. He texts some outrageous things, talking about how I turned him on, da-da-da-da. What? Oh, Lord Jesus, please. Oh. Like, what? Like, what's actually going on in your head right now? Then he proceeds to call me. Shouldn't have answered, but I did. And he's like, well, I just wish that we could have gone to coffee right now, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I have stuff to do. And also, I don't know you. So I'm not going to do all that. And he goes on and on. He's like, and I want to make out with you right now. Consider yourself blocked right now. Actually, you will never hear from me again because you are a certified weirdo. Heck is wrong with you? Like, who raised you? Where's your mom? You need a belt to your butt because you don't come after a woman and start saying outrageous things. He hung up. Blocked. He will no. And actually, when I go home, I better start praying for protection. I hope he didn't take a picture of my license plate.
Let me tell you about the times that my mom kicked me out in order from starting at the age of 15 as soon as I came home from foster care. So boom, y'all, I came home October 31st, 2018. And as soon as I came home, my mom already had a fucking nigga. She already had another nigga. Mind y'all, she had another nigga while we was in foster care, y'all. Neither here nor there, though. She always get this type of sense of jealousy about me when it comes to her niggas because I don't know what we were specifically arguing about, but I really believe that it had to do with laundry or a shower. I really don't fucking know. But she was like, Cece, I'm tired of you and your attitude. I said, and Mom, I'm tired of you and these niggas. And that sent her over the fucking edge. I went to go in the bathroom to get in the shower or whatever, and I remember her like swinging the bathroom door open. The door hit my head. She want to start bickering. I believe we threw a few punches a couple times. I really can't remember, but she was like, get the fuck out, and I got the fuck out of her shit. I walked to her friend Tyra's house. Tyra is on his motherfucking page. Tyra can merch this shit. Then she calling me talking about she gonna call the police on me if I don't come home. Right, so fast forward to when I was 16 going on 17. That was the year 2020, right? 2020, right? So I was doing tattoo, painting, making clothes. I was doing everything under the motherfucking sun, trying to get some bread because y'all know the whole fucking world was shut down. So as I'm doing all these arts and crafts and all these side hustles and shit like that, my room is becoming a fucking mess. So my mom's boyfriend at that time, who was a whole nother nigga than the first story, right? My mom's boyfriend at that time, and he was living with us. He was like, how can I help you? How can I have your mom stop asking for you to clean your fucking room up? I'm telling him, like, I just need a dresser. If you buy me a dresser, I can maintain everything. He like, I'm gonna look on Facebook Marketplace for you a dresser, da-da-da-da-da. My mom come around the fucking corner like, why the fuck is you buying her a motherfucking dresser? She don't need a motherfucking dresser, da-da-da-da-da. She need to keep that dirty ass room clean, etc. So I get the pop of my shit because, bitch, how are you ever mad or jealous? Because he wants to help you shut the fuck up. That time, that's the one I vividly remember scrabbling with her. And me and my mom literally get into it. We throwing them hoes. And my grandma come and break up the fight. And my grandma gonna say, stop putting your hands on my daughter. And I tell her, tell your daughter stop putting her fucking hands on me. That's when I got the fuck out. I went to go stay with my cousin Janiyah for a couple of days. I believe it was like a week or so. I stayed with my cousin Janiyah. Then, y'all, the one time, I had moved out of my mom's house. I was staying with my ex-boyfriend at the time. I was living with him for 3 months, y'all. 90 fucking days, y'all. At this time, it was December going into March. You feel me? So I done filed my own taxes. I got my OnlyFans, y'all. I'm graduated high school. I'm making bread. And I'm staying with my nigga. Me and him get into our first physical altercation. He beats my ass. Literally, I busted his lip and he choked me till I passed out. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. But after he choked me till I passed out and I finally woke up, he was like, I'm gonna take you home tomorrow. Nah, bitch, take me home right now. So he take me home at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. When I get home, nobody's at the apartment, right? My mom come home at like 10 o'clock in the morning. Mind y'all, when I came in the house, I went straight to my mom's room, went to go to sleep, woke back up just distraught that I just went through that shit. That was my first DV situation. My mom come in the house at 10 o'clock in the fucking morning, right hand on my son's ashes. This motherfucker's like, we need to get a job. I got an eviction notice. We need to pay this rent. Who the fuck is we? You're getting an eviction notice. That mean you ain't paid rent for these last 90 days that I ain't been in this bitch. Suck my dick. I ain't playing. Like I just said to y'all. I filed my taxes. That was my first time not being a dependent. And then I had the stimulus from the year before. Then I got my OnlyFans bread. So I'm really up right now. She thought she was finna get over on me, but you're not. So she was like, I was like, Mommy, can you please leave me alone? Because I wasn't even being on no popping shit. I'm like, Mommy, can you please leave me alone? Because she don't even know what the fuck I just went through. And she's like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I can talk to whoever the fuck I want to in my house. Da-da-da-da-da. Just get the popping it like a regular ass black mom. Y'all know how they fucking just get the popping it out the side. Act like they did, what was me. And I couldn't even, I just kept walking past her. I walked past her. I started grabbing my shit. And then I had to call my ex, like the one that literally just choked me till I passed out. I had to call him for him to give me hotel rooms because in Ohio, you got to be 21 to get the fucking hotels. And I sat there and I was in and out of hotels for 3 fucking weeks. And my cousin Eli came and stayed with me in them bitches. Swear to God on my son that. And I stayed down till I came up. I swear to God. So I went and got me 2 jobs. I was working at Circle K and I was working at motherfucking Applebee's for a while. So I got my job back at Amazon, y'all. And I got me an apartment in 60 motherfucking days. I swear to fucking God. My mom kicked me out. I'll never forget that shit. My mom kicked me out March 28th, 2022. My mom kicked me out March 28th. I signed my lease May 13th that same year. Stop playing with me. My mom ain't teach me how to do none of that. And the reason why I live in survival mode and I'm so arrogant about what I can do for myself is because literally I had to make a way every single fucking time.
Hey y'all, I'm about to crash out in like 3 seconds. So if you ready to see this shit, then go right ahead. Let me tell you something. I don't want to do it no more, okay? I don't want to go on another date with nobody, okay? The amount of fuckery, buffoonery that follows me, if you must, is absolutely diabolical. I don't understand why this shit happens to me. Y'all, I can't make this shit up. I'm not even that funny, okay? I can crack a joke and make it kiki here and there, but this shit right here, I'm not this funny. Picture it, okay? This man has been asking me to go on a date for almost a year. And I kept saying no, because he fine. He got money. He got a lot going for himself, but it's a conflict of interest, right? So I finally today was like, you know what? Fuck it. He asked me to go and meet him to have wings. I said, okay. This started at 5:20. I got there at 5:20. Right now, it is 6:55. That's important for later, right? We go into the wing spot. First red flag. He said, do you prefer flats or drums? First of all, who the fuck eats drums? Psychopath. Sir, give me a flat. And then, yes, I want spicy lemon pepper, okay? Somebody that's a red flag. Boy! Just order my wings and shut up, sir. Just shut up, okay? Right. Second red flag. The man kept telling me about all the things that he had. Oh, yeah, because, I rented this boat, blah, 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 and I got this car over here, and I had asked this person to get... Sir, I don't give a fuck. Are you trying to give me a boat? I don't give a damn about none of that, okay? You asked me to come eat some wings, have a little conversation. That's what we're doing. I don't give a fuck about your boat, okay? Here we go. The TV is playing. We sitting there eating our wings, having conversation. I look up, the TV says, breaking news. The TV says breaking news. Somebody goes to jail, blah, blah, blah. I cannot make this shit up. This man reads what it says on the TV, y'all, and he said, damn, they put somebody in jail for 10 years for manslaughter. You motherfucker. Because what? What did you say? I'm looking around like, I'm waiting on this man to be like, hi, just kidding. So I was like, what you say? Cause ain't no way you said that. Our judicial system is fucked up because why would you put somebody in jail for 10 years for that? For what, sir? For what? What did they go to jail for? Damn, that's messed up. My homie went to jail for manslaughter. So you said it again. At this point, I just need one more time. Not that the two other times that he said it wasn't enough, but I just had to, for the sake of my sanity, I had to hear him say it one more time. I said, what did your friend go to jail for? Man, they gave him 8 years for manslaughter. Where's Ashton Kutcher? Good. I got the fuck up and I acted like my daughter was on the phone calling me and she had explosive diarrhea and she was boo-boo everywhere. Because ain't no way. I told y'all this started at 5:20. I am down the street from my house and it's 6:55. Don't nobody, I'm not. The Lord is funny. I don't want, you know what? I hate you niggas.
Sometimes the universe sends you exactly what you need, even when it looks like a disaster at the time. That girl whose mom kept kicking her out, she got her own apartment in 60 days. 60 days. From being choked unconscious by her boyfriend to sleeping in her mom's bed traumatized, to her mom demanding rent money for an eviction notice she got while her daughter wasn't even living there. And this girl just said, bet, and figured it out. 2 jobs, then 3, hotels for 3 weeks, and boom, lease signed May 13th after being kicked out March 28th. And you know what the wildest part is? She said her mom didn't teach her how to do any of that. But I think that's the lesson. Sometimes the best thing a parent can do is get out of the way and let you realize how strong you already are. Not saying her mom was right. Obviously, she wasn't. But that girl discovered something about herself she never would have known if she stayed comfortable and dependent. The manslaughter date, though, that one taught me that some people are walking IQ tests, and you gotta have the courage to fail them on purpose. This man said man's laughter 3 separate times, and she kept giving him chances to correct himself, because she literally could not fathom that an adult human being with money and a car could be that fundamentally stupid. But here's the thing. She left. She made up a whole lie about explosive diarrhea and left. That's the energy we need more of. No long explanations, no trying to teach him basic phonics, just my daughter is shitting everywhere, gotta go. We waste so much time trying to fix people or give them the benefit of the doubt, when really we should just trust that first impression. He asked her out for a year. That's not persistence, that's inability to hear the word no. Then he shows up bragging about boats he rented, not even owns, rented, like that's supposed to impress her. The red flags were doing backflips before he even opened his mouth about the justice system. But the neighbor situation is what really got me thinking about how we teach women to be polite right into danger. She knew something was wrong 3 months ago. She reported it to management and they said he was a little different. That's code for, we know he's a problem, but we can't do anything until he actually assaults someone. So she's out here taking longer routes, spending extra time at 7-Eleven, avoiding her own home that she pays rent for, all because we've decided that men's comfort matters more than women's safety. And the progression is textbook predator behavior. First, it's just being friendly to everyone. Then, it's specifically being there when she comes home. Then, it's waiting at the top of her stairs. Then, it's watching from the window to time when she's coming. Then, it's knowing she has to pee somehow. Then, it's standing in the doorway, masturbating while saying good morning. Each step alone could be explained away, but together, it's a pattern building to something worse. What I learned is that he didn't touch me is not the standard we should be using for safety. She felt violated, and she was violated. Sexual harassment doesn't require physical contact. The fact that she cried walking to her car, that she contemplated going back to get proof even though she was terrified, that she said multiple times, I'm not giving nobody no chances to harm me. That tells you her body and mind knew she was in danger, even if he never laid a hand on her. The update where she said he's getting evicted but has 30 days, that frustrated me because why do predators get transition time? Why is there a law protecting someone who's been sexually harassing his neighbors? But then she said the leasing manager called her supervisor right in the middle of her explaining and said he has to go. That's the energy we need from people in positions of power. Not, well, let me look into it. Or, are you sure that's what happened? Just immediate belief and action. I learned that documentation is survival. She had been recording him for months, not because she wanted to be on TikTok with it, but because she knew nobody would believe her without proof. And even then, she was strategic about not posting the videos until she felt safe, because she understood that exposing him could trigger escalation. That's the kind of calculation women have to make that men never think about. The mom situation taught me that jealousy between mothers and daughters is real, and it's dark. Getting mad because your boyfriend wants to buy your daughter a dresser, fighting her over furniture, that's not about the dresser. That's about seeing your own child as competition. And the grandmother taking the mom's side, stop putting your hands on my daughter, instead of, both of y'all need to stop, shows where that dysfunction came from. Generational trauma is real, and sometimes breaking free means getting kicked out. What really struck me is how all three of these women handled their situations differently, but effectively. The date girl used humor and a quick exit strategy. The daughter used pure determination and work ethic. The neighbor girl used documentation and immediate reporting. There's no one way to protect yourself. You just got to read the situation and move accordingly. I learned that survival mode isn't something to be ashamed of. It's a superpower. That girl said she's arrogant about what she can do for herself, and she should be. She literally had to create a life from nothing while everyone who was supposed to protect her either failed or actively harmed her. The fact that she's not bitter, just confident, is incredible. The manslaughter date reminded me that stupidity and danger often come together. Someone who can't understand basic legal concepts probably also can't understand consent, boundaries, or when no means no. Intelligence isn't everything, but a complete lack of it is a deal breaker for a reason. The neighbor situation taught me that awkward and different are often code words we use to avoid calling predatory behavior what it is. The leasing manager knew something was off 3 months ago, but couldn't act until he literally exposed himself. How many women have to feel unsafe before we believe the first one who speaks up? I learned that your body knows before your brain catches up. All 3 of these women had gut feelings they initially tried to rationalize. The daughter knew her mom was jealous. The date knew something was off when he kept asking for a year. The neighbor knew he was watching her schedule. But they all second-guessed themselves initially because we're taught that our intuition is paranoia. Most importantly, I learned that rock bottom has a trampoline built in if you're willing to bounce. Getting kicked out led to independence. A terrible date lasted 95 minutes instead of 95 days because she left. Harassment led to eviction for the predator and a safer living situation for her. Sometimes the worst thing that happens to you is actually the thing that saves you from something even worse. And finally, community matters. That neighbor had people in the comments telling her what to do, and she'd already done it. She had a friend come home with her for safety. The daughter had cousins who took her in. Even the date girl knew she could share her story, and people would laugh with her, not at her. We're not meant to survive alone, and the people who try to isolate you are usually the ones you need to run from. Sonnet 4.5.